So at the beginning of the podcast, I said I wanted to talk about my friend and yours, Mary. And, she's like one of the central characters of the Christmas story. We know that and get that. But a lot of the times we just kind of look at the surface of her role that, yes, she got surprised by this whole thing. She had this miraculous birth and all of that, which is super, super important. But if you read the scriptures, I'm wondering if you have caught this before. There's a lot of quiet and steadfast pieces to Mary's personality, which I find really, really interesting. In Luke 2:18, it says, Mary was keeping within herself all these things, weighing and pondering them in her heart. And this is talking about that time where she's sitting at the manger and she's this is in my mind, the way I'm imagining it. All this stuff is going on around her. She's had baby Jesus. Shepherds are coming to visit. Wise men are coming to visit. But it says she was keeping in herself all of these things, weighing and pondering them in her heart. Many times we imagine what certain events would look like in our minds, like I just did. For example, the manger scene, what it might have looked like, all the animals, the starry sky, hay bales perfectly placed all around. Probably not. We imagine the shepherds bowing and the colorful robes of the wise men. And when reading through Luke and much of the story of Jesus' life, there aren't many instances that detail what Mary said or did during these milestones in Jesus' life. While shepherds and wise men were visiting Jesus, Mary was keeping, you can see the quotation marks in the air, keeping to herself. It does not detail every emotion that Mary has or any of her inner narrative or how she displayed them. Even fast forward, reading through the crucifixion, you don't see a verse that states Mary screamed and wailed with grief. I'm not saying none of this happened, but there doesn't seem to be a play-by-play of that, if you will. However, in Luke 2, as I just read, it doesn't say that she just kept quiet. No, it was deeper than just keeping quiet. Did you catch that? She was weighing and pondering in her heart. Can you imagine what awe she might have been in? Not only has she just given birth, which is shocking for most of us, is an ordeal in itself, a miracle in itself. But she was seeing and realizing in real time that Jesus was here, the King of the Kings. I wonder if the gravity of that situation rendered her a little bit speechless. I wonder if it could render me, of all people, speechless. I digress. Not only was Mary an example of obedience, earlier when the angel came to her and she was kind of just like, yeah, I'm good with this. Whatever God's will is, let's do it. Again, I'm really paraphrasing here, but how often do we sit with our emotions rather than just reacting right away? Mary had this amazing self-control and this amazing self-awareness and ability to take in and observe in the moment what was going on around her. Imagine if we took the time to weigh and ponder rather than going with our first reaction. We may make some different decisions, don't you think? Those decisions would perhaps lead to different reactions. Those different decisions would perhaps lead to more reactions cultivating in prayer, which would then lead to different outcomes. And something to think about, especially for me. Not saying the first thing that comes to my mind all of the time. And further on in chapter 2, Simeon tells Mary and Joseph, "Behold, this child is appointed and destined for the fall and the rising of many in Israel, and for a sign that is spoken against, and a sword will pierce through your own soul, also that the secret thoughts and purposes of many hearts may be brought out and disclosed." And that's in Luke 2, verses 34 through 35. So not only was Mary taking in the joy of being a new mother, but quite possibly also the pain of knowing she wouldn't be able to hold on to him forever. She knew she would need to let go of him for the good of many. Imagine the tension she may have felt as she held him